1883 Kapstadt. Der schottische Bauernsohn James McGregor ist um die halbe Welt gereist, um in Südafrika sein Glück zu suchen. In den Diamantenfeldern im Norden des Landes. Salomon van der Merwe gibt James einen Kontrakt als gleichberechtigten Partner und verschafft ihm eine Schurfausrüstung. Nach wochenlangem Suchen ist die Entbehrung endlich von Erfolg gekrönt. Als reicher Mann, wie er glaubt, kommt James nach Klipdrift zurück. Doch Salomon van der Merwe verweigert ihm seinen Anteil an den Diamanten und lässt ihn nachts zusammenschlagen. Doch er wird von dem Neger Banda gerettet und gesund gepflegt. James' Gesicht ist jedoch völlig verändert. James und Banda beschließen in der Wüste Namib nach Diamanten zu suchen. Mit einem Floß erreichen sie das scharf bewachte Gebiet. Da ihre Ausrüstung verloren gegangen ist, wühlen sie mit den Händen im Sand und finden zahlreiche Diamanten. Als reicher Mann kommt James unter dem Namen Mr. Travis nach Klipdrift zurück. Weder Salomon van der Merwe noch dessen Tochter Margaret erkennen ihn. Salomon möchte mit diesem reichen Mr. Travis Geschäfte machen und lässt es sogar zu, dass seine wohlbehütete Tochter Margaret mit ihm ausgeht. James verführt sie und sie wird schwanger. Doch er denkt nicht daran, sein Eheversprechen zu halten. Van der Merwe ist über diese Schande entsetzt. Voller Wut, dem Irrsinn nahe, erschießt er sich. Margaret van der Merwes Kind kommt unehelich zur Welt. James ist inzwischen reich geworden. Seiner Gesellschaft hat er den Namen Kruger-Brent gegeben. Namen, die er im Nebel gehört hatte, als er und Banda von den Hunden der Wächter verfolgt wurden. Als James dieses Diamantenfeld besucht, das nunmehr ihm gehört, wird ein Mann von den Wächtern hereingeführt. Ein Amerikaner namens David Blackwell. Auch dies erinnert James an sein Erlebnis von vor Jahren und er stellt David in seiner Firma ein. Um des Jungen willen geht James schließlich auf die Forderung von Margaret ein. Sie heiraten, doch die Schlafzimmer bleiben getrennt. Wegen des Sohnes kommt es zu einem Streit zwischen James und Margaret, der schließlich in einer Umarmung endet. Eines Tages jedoch bricht in der Diamantenmine eine Rebellion aus, in der ihnen Banda als Führer der Rebellen entgegentritt und zwischen den Parteien vermittelt. Als James nach Hause zurückkehrt, ist sein Sohn entführt. Gefunden wird nur die Leiche des Jungen. James erleidet einen Herzinfarkt, der zum Tode führt. Der gesamte Besitz fällt an Margaret und wird nun von den Direktoren Macmillan und David Blackwell verwaltet. Doch nur so lange, bis das Kind, das James' Witwe unter ihrem Herzen trägt, die Leitung selbst übernehmen kann.
Guten Morgen, Mrs. Talley.
Guten Morgen. Mrs. McGregor wartet drinnen auf Sie, Mr. Blackwell. Ich muss Kate ein bisschen im Auge behalten. Es geht also los.
Ja, es ist soweit und ich bin gekommen, um mich zu verabschieden. Ich bin ein paar Wochen in Paris und dann...
Wie lange sind Sie in Rom?
Nur eine Woche. Ich telegrafiere, falls es länger dauern sollte.
Sie wird Sie vermissen. Man zählte Sie bereits zur Familie.
David, seit wann bist du denn da?
Hey, wie siehst du denn aus?
Kind, wo warst du denn schon wieder? Schätzchen, David will auf Wiedersehen sagen. Er fährt für eine Weile weg.
Aber du kannst uns nicht verlassen, das geht nicht.
Oh, ich muss es. Ich habe viel zu tun.
Was ist mit mir und Mami? Hast du uns nicht
Aber
mehr
sicher,
gern?
natürlich habe ich euch gern, aber...
Ich hoffe, das Schiff geht unter und du musst ertrinken.
Kate!
Du sollst elendig ertrinken.
Katie! Katie!
Bitte entschuldigen Sie.
Ist schon gut.
Sie betet Sie an.
Ich hoffe, Ihnen geht es gut.
Ja.
David?
Ja.
Oh, David, ich meinte es nicht so
Ich
ehrlich.
weiß, Kate. Ich weiß, Kate.
Ich liebe dich und werde dich immer lieben.
Mein Name ist Banda. Ich war ein Freund deines Vaters.
Mein Vater starb vor meiner Geburt.
Ich weiß. Er gab mir etwas, das ich aufheben sollte. Und ich glaube, du sollst es jetzt haben. Dein Vater fand diesen Diamanten vor Jahren in der Namib. Er ist fehlerhaft, wie du siehst. Aber für ihn war es der Beginn eines neuen Lebens. Hier, nimm ihn. Wenn du ihn anschaust, denk an deinen Vater, denn er war ein guter Mann.
And so when one speaks of Chaucer, one simply must say that Chaucer is indeed the father of English poetry.
Dear Mommy, things are about the same as usual here. My roommate strangled a cat. We made a fine soup of it. My English teacher, Mrs. Gibbs, has contacted syphilis, but not, I don't think, from any of my friends.
If you should happen to see that Blackwell fellow, tell him I've forgotten him completely.
You all right? Why don't I finish? Blackwell fellow, it's goodbye to my third miserable year at Bellingham, and so I say hello to my fourth miserable year. I miss Cape Town terribly and cannot wait to return. All my love, Kate.
You know, of course, David, that she's in love with you.
Oh, I know. She thinks she is. I give her 3 or 4 more years and...
Come in. Yes, Mama? My dear. David! David!
Oh, David!
You look wonderful.
David, what are you doing here?
Sit down, Kate. The thing is, it's about your mother. She's been rather ill.
Mommy?
Yes. In fact, I'm here to take you home.
Mommy, I'm home! Oh, good morning, Matt.
Morning.
I have a question. I don't understand.
Sure.
Why in the devil did you just overrule the decision of 3 division managers? Don't you trust them?
Oh, certainly we do. You see, each one of them is only concerned with his own division. I mean, whether it's cattle or shipping, diamonds, whatever, that's the center of his universe.
We have to take an overall view of the situation and then decide what's best for the company.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Good. Look, Kate, this just happened this morning. I think you should know that we're going to send Brad here to New York on the Cartwright shipbuilding offer.
Oh, you're going to make them an offer?
Yes.
We think it's an important acquisition.
How would you like to go along with Brad? Assist him?
No. I'd like to make the proposal myself. Brad can assist me if he wants to.
Don't you think?
No, I don't think. Don't you? Look, Brad, this is not in any way personal, but you have to understand that at exactly 4 months, 3 weeks, and 5 days, this corporation is going to be under the full control of James McGregor's daughter. And she damn well better have some experience in knowing how to run it.
You gotta remember that Cartwright's a crafty old codger. He's gonna try to squeeze every cent he can out of this deal.
Oh, I shall just squeeze him right back.
Well, confidence helps, but it doesn't always win the game. That's what it is, you know. Business is just a game, played sometimes for fantastic stakes. Now, you're gonna be up against experts, so if you're determined to win, you've got to learn to be a master of the game.
I think we have a complete accord on just about everything now.
Well, I'm very glad you feel that way, Mr. Cartwright.
Just about?
Well, there is the matter of a proper transition, a matter you might say of continuity, to a successful conclusion.
No.
I beg your pardon?
You and your management team are in a great deal of financial trouble, Mr. Cartwright, because you haven't been doing the job. Now, we want no strings attached to the sale of your company. We want our own people. And if the price is acceptable, we'll close the deal.
Maybe I could point out a few facts that I...
You may have until tomorrow to consider your position, Mr. Cartwright. I can assure you we won't be changing ours.
Well, quite frankly, it's getting a little bit too much for me to come out here anymore. We keep a staff in the summer, you know,
Have you thought about selling it?
Well, Are you making me an offer?
I am.
You know, I must say, Miss McGregor, you...
Is it for sale?
You see, Miss McGregor, I feel that you don't quite understand my position. It means a great deal to me to remain president of this company for another year or two. I don't want people to think I had to, sell out. Do you understand?
I believe I do.
No, I mean, first you say that he has a deadline of 24 hours. And then you turn around and you give in to him right on down the line.
I gave in to nothing. What did I give in to?
You said he could stay on.
Right. For a retainer of $100 a year. For $100 a year, Brad, the man keeps his pride, right? And we get a house.
No, but that wasn't... No, I mean, I don't understand. You did this for a house?
Oh, no. No, it's much more than a house, Brad. This is going to be our summer home. This is a place where David and I will raise our children. Did he tell you about the house?
What house?
David, I want you to sit down. David, I want to have a very serious talk with you. Oh, David, really. David, it's time we face the facts. Oh, the most wonderful thing has happened. I saw this amazing house.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
What?
Kate, if anyone sits down, it better be you.
What?
Listen to me. I'm going to be married. Her name is Josephine O'Neill. I met her just after you left. Her father's an American diamond buyer, and... Well, you see her. She's very beautiful.
Yes, I'm sure she is.
No, I think it's the beginning of a fantastic new industry. It's going to completely revolutionize the processing of cattle production.
David, does this mean that you're leaving Kruger-Brent?
Kruger-Brent belongs to Kate now. Of course, she has Brad and you to help her, but Kate McGregor is Kruger-Brent.
I'm sorry, I've had this headache all day long, and I have to be excused.
So, no, I'll take you.
Oh, thanks.
Not a great pleasure.
You should have told me.
What?
She's in love with you.
No, you don't understand.
She's in love with you.
Well, we've had a drastic change in plans. Something quite unexpected has happened, and Josephine and I will have to go back to San Francisco earlier than we had planned.
Oh, really?
The fact is, David, I'm going to sell the business. A Chicago company, 3-Star Meat Packing, came through with a tremendous offer, and I'd be a fool to turn it down.
What about our plans?
Plans?
Yes, we were going into business together using your company as venture capital. I mean,
Oh, yes. Well, that's still on, of course. The only difference being you'll be hired as one of the directors to manage the company.
It's not all that different, darling.
Sorry, I'm not going to be hired out.
Oh, come on now, darling.
Did you know about this?
Well, of course.
And you didn't bother to tell me?
Well, it really wasn't your decision to make, was it?
Well, thank God. If there's one decision left, I can make it. You see, the truth of the matter is that my charms cannot possibly compete with those of the 3-Star Meat Packing Company. I think I've just made a damn fool of myself. You agree?
To tell you the truth, as far as I'm concerned, you've been acting like a fool for a long time. Have you looked at me lately? Have you? I'm not a little girl any longer. I've grown up, David. I'm a woman. And I still love you. That has never changed. David.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today in the presence of God to join together in holy matrimony David Blackwell and Kate McGregor.
Listen, I'll call you back.
I'll call you.
Right, fine. Now, may I have a real kiss, please?
Who is that?
Mackenzie. He wants to take me on a tour of the mine tomorrow.
Oh, darling, I think you should go.
Absolutely.
He could sell it right
not.
out from under us by next
No,
week.
this is the weekend for Dark Harbor.
Darling, I know, but listen. I could go ahead. Then you could take the train to Virginia and be back by tomorrow night.
Well, it could be done. but
Darling,
it's
come sit down.
What?
Sit down. Look at me. I've just come from Dr. Newman's office. David, we're going to have a baby.
Okay.
We're going to be carrying around our next Shannon, the boy. And darling, the minute he's born, we're going to start on another.
Oh, it's a he already, is
Can we
it?
start on another immediately the minute he's born, David? Hmm? Oh, David, I love you so much. Now, will you get Mackenzie on the phone and tell him you'll go see his bloody mine in the morning?
Yes, ma'am. Whatever you say, ma'am.
Maybe we could wait just a little while.
A little later.
A little later. It is me. When it's finished, I want it to look as though we're part of the house from the very beginning.
I understand. That'll be no problem at all.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, when can we expect some plans?
I'll have some preliminary sketches for you by the end of the week.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, Miss Kate,
Yes.
Mr. Rogers is here.
Callie. Hi, Brad. I'll be with you in a minute. Can we start construction by October? Oh, we want to be certain it's finished by the time the baby's due. That's very important. Brad, I'll be with you in just a minute. I want to be certain that there are plenty of windows. I want them deep, very deep. You know, like the window seats.
Kate.
They're wonderful storage space. What is it, Brad? Oh, Brad, the house is going to look so beautiful. He's doing such lovely things.
David,
What about him? What?
there's been an automobile accident.
What do you...
David has been killed.
Watch out, the floors are slippery.
Don't worry, Mr. Marchak. I've never dropped a Rembrandt yet.
There's always a first time. Please, be careful.
Good morning, Mr. Rogers. Good morning. Good morning, Anton.
Well, what do you think of it, eh?
Nice picture.
Oh, Mr. Rogers, please.
Look, I know it's a masterpiece, Anton. I saw the bill.
Well, Mrs. Blackwell said she wanted a palace fit for a king.
But there's really no need to rush it. See, the king's still in the nursery. Maybe you could just wait a few days before bringing in the next Botticelli.
She didn't tell you. She bought a palazzo in Florence. We're bringing it over, piece by piece. Rose marble floors with the border of sienna red. The furniture's all 16th century, magnificent walnut. Excellent.
Where do you want this one?
That's the El Greco. Be careful with it. Put it right over there.
Merits. If the board of directors feel that an on-site inspection would be helpful, would you please send the head of our engineering staff a consultation on what areas you're surveying? So if you would let us know when this might be convenient, we would be happy to make the necessary arrangements.
Mr. Rembrandt is on the wall.
I plan to be in London around the first of the month, and if you would like me to meet with your board, I'd be very happy to do so. Very truly yours. I think that's good, Ruth. We'll finish the rest later, thank you. Oh, I forgot to ask. How's your mother? Is she feeling better?
Much better, thank you. The doctor you sent her to really helped.
Oh, I'm so glad. Good.
You know, being an art lover myself, is there really any truth to the rumor that you're going to buy the Metropolitan Museum?
Why be greedy? What, is the hair out of place?
I hate to say this, but you're looking a little peaked.
Oh, I'm not peaked. It's just the sunlight. It distorts the view. I'm sorry, Sharon. I think that finishes this for today. Keep working on the hair. It's not right.
No. I think you could use a night on the town. You know,
Oh,
a change
Brad.
of pace, dinner,
I don't
show,
need a
do
change
all
of
the
pace.
wonderful things that people do.
Brad, I don't need a hobby.
4th row center, the Gershwin show.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I'd really like to, but I can't. Thanks anyway, Brad.
Come on, Kate, let's take a ferry ride. Watch the rest of the world float by.
Oh, that's very sweet. Brad, I'd like to, but look how much I have to do. I just can't. I don't have time.
What more do you have to do? Look, you've already built your empire. Now, wait a minute. Just a minute here. Now, you used to have other needs. I remember the way you used to look at David. I mean, my God, it made even me crazy. A thing like that just doesn't go away. It can't. Not for you.
You don't understand, do you, Brad? I'm happy. I'm happy right now. Do you know what makes me happy, Brad? The company. For the first time in my life, I can make sure of things because it's mine. It's all mine. The company's not going to die one day and leave me all alone. It's going to go on forever, Brad. I'll make sure of it. And one day, so will my son.
Come on, darling. Tony, jump. It's going to feel, you're going to be wonderful. You don't have to be afraid. Jump, Tony. Tony, Mother is here. I won't let anything happen to you. Now, come on, jump.
Terrific! Okay, ease off. Ease off. Now you're luffing, Tony. Nice.
You had examinations. I got all A's.
What did you say?
I got all A's.
You did. Was that nice?
I like this picture very much.
Brown, you all right?
I'm fine, thank you, Mother.
You must try not to stammer. I think it will help if you speak more slowly.
Tell me, what do you do when he stammers?
Well, what any mother would do. I correct him.
Well, I would advise that you not draw attention to it. It'll make him more tense.
John, if you're suggesting that Tony has a psychological hang-up, I can assure you it's not because of me. John, I adore the boy. There's not a day goes by that he doesn't know it.
I'm sure.
Now, Rodin said that sculpture was an idea translated into bronze and marble, and ideas are meaningless without emotions, and he took emotions from love to fear and joy. Rodin took human feelings and made them eternal. You have talent, real talent, may I? And for someone your age, that line is pretty good.
I have some watercolors. They're in my room. Would you like to see them?
Of course. Perhaps one day we'll be able to hang one of your paintings here. If I'm still art curator, then I'll put in a good word for you.
Always remember, winning is everything.
Aunt Tanya says I've got talent.
Oh, I think so, too.
Do you really?
Yes, darling. Some of the things you paint are very nice.
It must be the most wonderful thing in the world to be a painter. You can take what you see and make it last forever.
Darling, at least you can always hang your pictures at our house, can't you?
That's what Anton said.
Does he? I'm very sorry to say that I have no further need of your services. I'm very grateful for all that you've done. And without your help, of course, the Blackwell collection would be nowhere near its present size and importance, but my priorities have changed, and it would be unfair to both of us to keep you in a position for which I have no further need.
Is it something I've done?
No. Absolutely not. No, as I said, I could not have chosen a better curator. I trust that this will demonstrate my high regard for you. Anton, I'm sorry, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
I will miss the boy.
Here in Bermuda, the talk is all about the wedding planned for this summer by the Julian Pendergasts for their daughter Alicia. The intended bridegroom, Bradford Rogers, is presently a house guest at the Pendergast estate in Somerset. Mr. Rogers is executive vice president to the now legendary Kate Blackwell, who presides over one of the world's great industrial empires. Friends say that in addition to the lovely Alicia, Pendergast plans to offer his future son-in-law an important position with International Chemicals.
Is that a picture? Brad's not all right for himself, isn't he?
You know, Mrs. B is going to have a stroke if he won't.
Good morning, gentlemen. Hope I didn't keep you waiting. Where's Brad? Annie, call Mr. Rogers' office, please.
He's out of town, Mrs. Blackwell.
Tom, didn't you tell me the Tucson job was finished?
Last week.
Brad's in Bermuda. He's going to get married.
Oh, how nice. Annie, would you call him and tell him that he and I will be leaving for Johannesburg first thing Thursday morning? The new Land Act has made things intolerable for our workers. Apologize. Tell him I'm sorry. James, tell me about your report on the negotiations with Holland Steel. We've tried to give our people decent working conditions, but what is the good if your government continues its oppression?
Dear Mrs. Blackwell, these restrictions on the black population serve only to maintain law and order. I assure you, it's one of the best interests of property owners such as yourself.
But you assure me of nothing, Prime Minister. If we can't get workers for our mine, what then?
If we were to accept all the blacks fighting to get into South Africa, the rest of the continent would be empty.
Native born should determine citizenship, sir, not the color of one's skin. I am ashamed for my country.
Mrs. Blackwell, please. I do think you have been misinformed. We're dealing with primitive people here. They have to be protected as well as the whites.
Bloody nonsense. You have taken a country that could have been one of the great countries on this earth, and you've turned it into a living hell. I pity us all. Good day, sir.
I think your office is on fire.
Man's a bloody fool! My brother would be alive today, and probably my father as well, if it weren't for the stupidity of men like that. God!
Kate, what is it that I am doing in Johannesburg? I mean, you sure didn't need my moral support in there. All I did was take up space.
I am not going to discuss it right now, Brad. I have something very important to do. We will discuss it at dinner. Would you please go by the office and see if there are any cables to New York? Thank you.
When are we leaving? I'd like to send a cable to Alicia.
In a couple days, Brad. Say hello to Alicia for me.
Daughter of Jamie McGregor has become a true master. Forgive me. I am not a very good host. I will make you some tea.
Oh, no, man, they've offered a reward for you. They may have followed me here. I don't know. I can't be sure.
There are men all along the trail. They wait for strangers. I'm safe here for now. It was good of you to come.
Amanda, where is this all going to end?
Whites have destroyed the bridges between us. And one day they will need those bridges to reach us.
Not all whites are your enemies.
But the minority in power.
Yes, but we're working to change that, Amanda. And one day we will with time.
Time is like the sand in an hourglass. And it's running out.
How about Natami and Magena? Are they in a safe place?
My wife and daughter are in hiding. With friends. A village near Durban.
I can't let this happen. What can I do for you? How can I help? Will money help you?
That would be kind.
Then you shall have it. Just tell me how.
Oh, Kate. Thank you. Now, you must have some tea and tell me all about your son.
No, we don't have half enough hours for that. Let me help you.
Yes. Yes, Kate. This late? Well, well, you're the boss. Sure, I'll be right up.
Sorry I kept you waiting.
No, that's all right. In fact, I just finished reading this myself.
I'll take it.
6,000 miles is such a long way to bring him in. I wanted to be sure we were alone.
Now, Kate. God. You know how long I wanted you. You are the most beautiful woman in the world. I just don't want this night to ever end. I didn't know. I just didn't know it would be like this. I love you. I love you, Kate.
Are you really serious about that woman?
Thank God you're still here. If this would have been a dream, I would have had to kill myself.
Brad, tell me. Are you really going to marry her?
Are you jealous?
Tell me. Are you?
She's ancient history. I'll never see her again, I promise. Because you're the only woman I've ever really wanted. And I'll be with you. Always.
Bravo, darling. Oh, chill in here, huh?
Water's great.
Oh, darling, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I'm sorry we have to go back to New York.
I thought we had another week.
Well, I could let you stay, but since the collection needs cataloging, you might as well fly back with me.
Well, what's wrong with the collection?
Well, nothing really, darling, but since Anton decided to leave, no one's really checked the new acquisitions, and since it's all going to be yours one day, I figure you might as well know what's really there.
Mother, that's just the point.
What's the point, darling?
I don't think I'm going to take over everything. I want to do things on my own, like Grandfather did. I want to paint.
Do you know that Kruger-Brent Limited is one of the great companies of the world? Do know. We have factories in 36 countries. Do you have any idea what kind of power that means?
I don't care about power. And I don't care about big business.
What do you mean you don't care about big business? Do you even know what big power and big business is, Tony?
I don't know.
Darling, I'm going to send you to South Africa. Of course, it's time. It's time you had an education, Tony. I want to make sure that you know who you are and where you come from, so that maybe, just maybe, if you understand our family, you'll understand why you are the one that has to keep Kruger-Brent alive.
Everywhere I go, there are guards watching over me. I asked some of them to leave, but they said that you had given orders. Yesterday they flew me to the Namib Desert, where Grandfather stole those diamonds from great-grandfather Vandermeer. Well, I suppose he really didn't steal them. He was only taking back what had been stolen from him. It was a very hot night, and I couldn't sleep. I'd close my eyes for a few minutes, and then they'd open again. Suddenly, I knew someone was in the room. And then, I heard my name out of the dark. And he told me not to be frightened. Then, I saw him. There was a light coming through the window, and he stepped into it. This tall, wonderful-looking man, who someday I'll paint. He was like I already dreamed an African king would be. And he was. For he was Bandai.
Oh, Brad. Oh, Brad. Yes, I thought you were on your way to Chicago.
Why don't you come with me?
Oh, you know I can't do that.
But we do so well on the road together. You remember?
Brad, I've had a very long day, and I would like to get some sleep.
And I would like to go with you.
Good night, Brad.
Damn you, you driving me. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm so... No, I'm sorry. This really isn't my style, is it? Oh, God, I just don't get it. We didn't have a night together. Do you remember? Because I do. God, it was so beautiful. I mean, it was like the whole damn world was on fire. So now, what? I mean, it's just like it never happened.
I do care for you, Brad.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Oh, good. I mean, the night that it happened, I really believed that you did. But I think maybe that was just because I wanted to believe it. It's just because I wanted you for so long. But I should have known. Because you did to me just what you did to David.
I think you better go.
No, you broke up his marriage like you broke up mine.
That is not true! I married David because I loved him, and I stayed with you because I wanted to be with you!
Then why can't we be together now? That's the part I don't understand.
If we were lovers, you couldn't stay with the company, could you? Could you? No! We both know it would be impossible! What's more important? Our love affair or the company? The company is bigger than we are! And it's more important than we are, and it's just a sacrifice that we have to make. So, we don't have any choice.
I can still look at you. Can't I?
So glad to see you. And I you. I heard about your gallery. You've got some good people. Can I have a beer, please?
Never mind about me. So how's life here at Harvard?
I'm leaving soon. Mother wants me to go to the Wharton School.
Well, good. You may be able to help me with my investments. That shouldn't be difficult. There aren't many.
I really appreciate your coming, Anton.
I had to be near the museum anyway. Besides, you said it was important.
I have to ask you something.
Ask.
You know, Mother expects me to go into the company.
Yes, I have that impression.
But you know what I want to do, don't you? I want to go to Paris and study painting. We're going to have a terrible trouble fight when I tell her. I tried to tell her a couple of years ago when I came back from South Africa, but I couldn't. I showed her some of my watercolors, though. Anton, you've got to go to this place. It's a painter's dream. The landscape changes every minute. I wanted to ask you this a long time ago, but I never had the chance.
Tony, I had to leave so suddenly. I was always sorry we didn't say goodbye. But now we're here, and you want to know whether you should do as your mother wishes. I can't tell you that. But if you want to know if I think you can become an artist, the answer is yes. You can become a fine artist.
Oh, thank you, Anton. Thank you.
But in any event, Paris may have to wait a while. The whole world will be at war soon. And until we have beaten the Nazis, nothing else can really matter. Nothing else.
I'm sorry to inconvenience you, Frau Blackwell. But I thought it better to continue our discussion here.
Oh, I understand.
Did you have a chance to go through the shop?
Oh. Oh, yes, I did have a chance to go through the shop. It doesn't seem to be as large as the one in Munich.
We've just opened this
Oh,
one
it's
recently.
lovely.
I only go to Germany now when necessary.
I've been told about your work here, Bueller. You're a very brave man.
For running a department store?
For smuggling the Jews out of Germany.
Politics are a sensitive matter these days. I know nothing about an underground movement such as you describe.
Well, then I'm wasting your time.
But I do have a close relative who could use some assistance. Perhaps that would interest you.
I'd like to help in any way I can.
There's an uncle in England. He suffers from a chronic, debilitating disease, and his medical expenses are quite high.
I can imagine.
He requires at least $50,000 a month.
That can be arranged.
The money must be deposited in London for transfer to a Swiss bank.
My London office will see to it. Is there anything else?
You will forgive my impertinence, Mrs. Blackwell, but all this does surprise me. You've been very generous to many charities, but your reputation in business is, may I say, less than charitable.
You require the money here, Bueller. That's all that need concern you.
The source of the money is important to us as well.
Herr Bueller, you are a person of high principle. I trust you will accept that I am as well. The money is yours if you wish it.
To freedom.
To freedom.
The trunks? Was there anything for me?
Thank you.
Uncle Sam.
Oh, what is it? What's it say?
You will be happy to know that your son has passed his physical and has now been classified 1A.
Well, I'll call General Cates in Washington.
Good. Maybe he can make me a colonel.
Tony, this isn't funny. Now I can have this stopped.
You can't pull any strings with this one. Maybe I should have told you before, but
I don't know, I just kept putting it off.
No. I can't bear the idea of you being in the Army, of you being in the war. If anything happened to you...
I'm going in, Mother. I've been accepted to the Marine Corps pilot training program, and I'm leaving next week.
No. No, I cannot allow it, Tony.
It took a war to do it. But for the first time in my life, I am doing something on my own. I forgot to mail this letter. Would you take care of it for me?
Sure, sir.
We'll be moving on to another island soon. We've got them on the run, and now some of us are beginning to talk about the time when we come home. And that's what I want to talk about with you. I'll be coming back, but then I'm going away. I have to find out if I can really be an artist. If not, I'll wonder about it the rest of my life. So I'll be going to Paris. I'll give it 2 years, and if it doesn't happen, maybe you can find me a job in the company. Sorry, Mother, but I have to try. I've just got to.